Today, we're diving into a piece of wisdom that is so incredibly fundamental it's been talked about for ages. It's really just one single, powerful idea that, if you truly take it to heart, can absolutely reshape how you see yourself and, honestly, how you see everything around you.
And this is it. The whole idea is wrapped up in this one ancient saying. At first glance, it sounds pretty simple, right? It's the kind of proverb you just nod along with. But what if it's not just a metaphor? What if this is a literal instruction manual for your life? And that really is the million-dollar question, isn't it? I mean, beyond the beautiful words, what is the actual practical power that's locked inside this one little sentence? Well, that's what we're about to do. We're going to break it down step by step to see how this isn't just some dusty old philosophy. It's more like physics for your soul.
All right, so let's jump right into the core principle itself. Now, this isn't just about, thinking positive or having a good attitude. This idea goes so much deeper than that. We're talking about the very fabric of who we are.
And I got to emphasize that word, literally. The idea here is that this principle covers the entirety of a person's being. It's so comprehensive that it reaches out and touches every single condition, every single circumstance of your life. Seriously, nothing gets left out.
And this is where it starts to get really interesting. Because this idea completely redefines something we tend to take for granted, our character. We often think of character as this fixed thing we're just born with. But this way of looking at it says, nope. Your character is simply the complete sum of all of your thoughts. It's like a living, breathing ledger of your inner world, and it's being updated constantly. Okay, so if we are the sum of our thoughts, how in the world does that actually work? How does something as invisible as a thought create our very real, tangible reality? Well, the process is probably best explained with a really powerful metaphor: the seed.
So it works kind of like this. Every single act, even something you might call spontaneous, actually springs from a hidden seed of thought. That thought is the cause. The action itself, that's the blossom, the very first visible sign that the seed is sprouted. And finally, the joy and the suffering we experience in life, well, those are the fruits. We are, quite literally, harvesting the results of our own inner garden.
Now, what's absolutely crucial to get here is that this process, it's a law. It is as absolute and as unbreakable as gravity. A noble, godlike character isn't some accident or a matter of chance. It's the natural result of consistently planting noble thoughts. And by that exact same process, a dishonorable character is the result of constantly holding on to groveling, destructive thoughts. The law works the same for absolutely everyone.
So, this all leads us to a pretty dramatic and really powerful choice. If our thoughts create our reality with such certainty, then how we choose to direct them becomes the single most important decision we can ever make. Are we using them as weapons, or are we using them as tools?
I just love this metaphor. A person is made or unmade by themselves. In the armory of your own mind, you are constantly working at the forge. And with every single thought, you are creating something. The only question is, what?
And here are the two paths laid out plain and simple. On one side, we can forge weapons, thoughts that lead to self-destruction, that build a weak character, that cause us to sink even below the level of a beast. But on the other side, we can fashion tools. With the right kind of thinking, we build for ourselves these heavenly mansions of joy and strength and peace. We actually ascend towards a kind of divine perfection.
And all of this brings us to what is easily the most empowering and maybe the most gladdening truth of all. See, understanding this whole process isn't supposed to be a burden. It is meant to be a total liberation.
Just think about that for a second. Of all the incredible, beautiful truths out there for us to discover, this next one is described as the most joyful and the most promising. This is the key that unlocks our absolute highest potential.
And here it is. This is who you are. You are the master of your own thought. You are the molder of your own character. And you are the maker and the shaper of your own destiny. You are not just some passive observer watching your life go by. You are the driving force. You're the architect. You're the creator.
And maybe the most freeing part of all this is that you already have everything you need. You hold the key. Inside you right now is the transforming and regenerative power to make yourself into whatever you want to be. The power doesn't come from somewhere out there. It's already inside you, in your own mind.
So really, this just leaves one final question. If you are the master builder and your thoughts are the tools you're using every single moment of every single day, what are you going to build?